Got my coffee, it's Friday, and today we're going to plant some Real World Wildlife Products Clover and Chicory blend. Let's jump into the field and get started. Well, here we are on a beautiful inside corner, and this is going to be the new home of the Real World Wildlife Products Clover and Chicory plot. And as with all food plots, I've gone ahead and already performed my soil sample. It is important to perform a soil sample so we know the correct blends and ratios and which type of fertilizer we need to apply to get the maximum amount of growth out of our clover and chicory. As with all of my food plot layouts and designs, I stagger and layer my food plots with other Real World Wildlife Products seed blends that complement one another. And on this corner, we're going to have a layering system of clover and chicory, backed up to the Gen 2 soybeans, backed up to a very carefully thought out corn layout. Like I said, we have our fertilizer soil sample already performed, and I have the fertilizer that we're going to use for this clover plot already weighed out and in specific buckets. We're going to throw it into the 3-point spreader over here, and we're going to get to work. For this food plot, our soil sample recommends phosphorus and potash. Let's get this in the spreader and get to work. Time to till. All done tilling, time to plant. All right, we went ahead and put our fertilizer down, and then we tilled up the ground with our rototiller. And now we're gonna take a look at the Real World Wildlife Products Clover and Chicory blend. A couple of things I wanna go over with you real quick about the clover and chicory blend is the planting depth. These are small seeds, and this type of planting, you could pretty much rely on less is more. However, like with any seed and food plotting, you don't want to get the seeds too deep into the soil, yet you still want to achieve almost 100% seed to soil contact. So what do? I always use just a hand seeder. I can adjust the flow rate, I can adjust the crank speed, and I can adjust how fast I walk. This gives me a good idea as to how much seed I'm actually putting down in the dirt. And again, less is more. Back to the seed soil depth. You really want to aim for 1/4 inch to maybe 1/2 inch. And in my opinion, I think 1/2 inch is really starting to get too deep, which is why I just use a cultipacker. I'll go over the dirt first with the cultipacker, I'll firm it up, I'll then pour the seed into my hand spreader, I'll hand spread everything, and then I'll go back over the ground with my cultipacker in a different direction. This does two things for me. One, the cultipacker puts nice rows into the ground for the seed to fall into. And two, when I change directions, this allows just a little bit of dirt to fall over that row where the seed has landed, thus giving me right around 1/4 inch of seed to soil depth. Plus, I've also achieved 100% seed to soil contact. One more thing I want to go over with you guys before we start planting, and that is timing. When should you be planting your clover and chicory blends? Yes, a lot of people will plant them early fall, get them established, the clover and chicory will go dormant, and then they'll take off again next spring. I personally like to plant, and in my opinion, the best time to plant is in the spring. You're watching for that optimal soil temperature again, and for where I live and what I would like to see is somewhere right around the last week of April, right into the first part of May. Again, your planting dates are going to vary depending on where you live, but as always, watch the weather, watch what the farmers are doing, and watch what the soil temperature is doing. All right, let's take a closer look at the cultipacker from the other side. As we can see, my cultipacker actually has two different styles of wheels here. One is a toothed wheel that when run over the ground, it breaks up a lot of the dirt clods. And the second wheel is a smooth wheel that comes to a point which puts these nice furrows into the ground. And the reason I like using a cultipacker is because once those small seeds come out of the hand seeder, fall, hit the ground, bounce around, most of them fall into the tiny nooks and crannies right here, but a lot of them will also fall into the furrow made by this other wheel here. I'll then go back through, I'll cultipack it in a different direction, and what that'll do is allow just enough dirt to cover the seed, and I'll have 100% seed to soil contact. Let's cultipack the ground, and then we'll get to planting. Time to plant some clover and chicory. That's it. Our clover and chicory blend is down, and it goes pretty fast, even with a hand seeder. And remember, on these small seeds, clover and chicory, the plot topper, the brassicas, turnips, less is more. And I say that because they need some room to grow and expand. However, I always put down just a smidge bit more for insurance reasons. And by insurance reasons, I mean just to make sure I get a full plot. Alright guys, this has been the first time I've been on your computer screen. Be sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, and give us a subscription down on the YouTube channel. There's more great content just like this over on our website, moneroutdoors.com. I need to learn to do a rain dance and get some of this seed to grow. Until next time, I'm out of here. And I'm back. Bet you thought I was done. Don't forget, like we said before, run that cultipacker over it one more time in a different direction. This way we get the proper seed depth and 100% seed to soil contact. Let's finish up. Now we're done. Time to do the rain dance. I'm out of here.